Welcome to another edition of the Inside Out Show. My name is Sandra Eze. Thank you so much for joining us. A big shout out to my wonderful audience. You guys are amazing. Thank you. You look all shades of beautiful. I love you. And Charles, how now? Any new developments over the week?
Thank you. First of all, I love your jacket.
Thank you.
I envy you so much. It's
I wanted
so
to
nice.
do something different, something a little more street style.
With more colors. It's nice. I like it.
Yeah,
You look
thank
awesome,
you.
by the way.
Thank you. All right. So now to the show proper. In Africa, basically, maybe in developed parts in the first world countries, it's not so much of an issue, although it still is to a certain extent. But here in Africa, particularly in Nigeria, we see a lot of inequality, questions on gender role. Are women supposed to do this? Are men supposed to do this? And lately, talking about the issue that happened in the military, which we'll talk about during the show. So the question is gender roles. Who should do what? Who should be held responsible for which? And can we switch? A lot of questions to be discussed under this topic, gender roles. So I do have my panelists to help me discuss and educate us on maybe a few things that we didn't know, or maybe give us one or two wow moments. Okay, so that's what we'll be talking on today's edition of the Inside Out Show. So we'll go on a break, and when we come back, you'll meet our panelists. See you.
I think there are some jobs that really women shouldn't bother going to do.
If it has to do with some kind of jobs like bricklayers and whatever, maybe for the strength that is involved in it, for the physical strength, I think men might be better off.
I believe genetically, men are stronger basically.
I've seen a woman as a mechanic. I've seen a woman as a carpenter. I've seen a woman doing so many jobs for men. I've even seen a woman riding keke.
Now we have women pilots, which is very best. Also, we have many things that women does, which I personally recommend.
I make ladies hair, and let me now tell you this. Most of the women's or most of the ladies, they prefer it when a man does their hair. Why? Because men, they believe that men tends to tolerate women's a lot.
For example, I don't see why women should be involved in extremely dangerous jobs, especially in factories and in construction sites, even though they are doing them, you know.
If it has to do with skills and whatever, it doesn't have to be gender barrier.
There are some roles that a woman can do, but will be easier for a man to do. It does not mean the woman, like mechanics, for instance. You know how much they carry, what they do. A woman can do it, but it will be more of a strain on her than on the man.
There's nothing a man can do, a woman cannot do.
As long as job is concerned, there is no specific people that's supposed to, like, okay, let's take it back in the 80s. You hardly see a man that makes hair. It is not done. It's not that people might not really have the ideas or they will not have the passion for it, but they see it as a tradition. Wow, how will they call me? How will people see me? Oh, I'm making hair, I'm touching ladies' hair, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You see, so the backdrop.
What a man can do, a woman can also do it. We appreciate women to go far in life.
Otherwise, you know, if it's office related job, then of course women who have the qualifications have a right to get to do these jobs.
It might sound biased, but there's nothing a woman can do a man should not be able to do. Same the other way around, but it depends on the woman. Do you want to go through that stress or not? If you want to, fine, go ahead and do it.
There's this one particular lady that drives keke in my area. That lady is the only lady I usually look for anytime I'm going out. Just I want her to carry me. You know why? It's not because she drives this well, but I felt I just have to encourage this woman for what she does.
A man is the head of the house, whether we like it or not. We can't bargain that. We can, no matter whatever they are talking about, gender equality and blah blah blah. A man is the head of the house, but a woman being the helpmate is actually supposed to help him, not taking full responsibility. But if she has to, it means that they are in agreement and then the man is supporting her in a way. But then he's the head of the house, whether she's bringing the whole money or not, she still has to submit. There's nothing she can do about it.
Any job that a woman can do, I think most men should be able to do, but particularly the domestic jobs. You know, domestic jobs should not be exclusively women. I personally, I do a lot of domestic work, and I think that is part of the civility, civilization basically demands that we do so.
There's no job agenda I will divide it to any categories of people, being a male or being a female. If you have the strength, if you have the idea to drive caterpillar, trailer, and you're a woman, please, you can do it.
Welcome back. It's still the Inside Out Show. My name is Sandra Eze, and today, like I said before the break, we are discussing gender roles. And right now, let me just introduce us to our panelists, starting with Emanuela Azu, who works with the Women Advocate Research and Documentation Center and is also a gender advocate and expert. Welcome to the show. Moving on to Zainab Tijani. Zainab is a student and a baker. Welcome to the show. Great to have you. Mr. Ifeanyimba, who is a businessman and has a rather kind of view. We'll get to hear your views. Guys, so thank you for being on the show. Let's start with you, Emanuela. Gender roles, what exactly, I mean, I try to do a little intro on that, but you as a gender expert, can you give us a definition of what gender role is? What is to be expected?
Okay, I think I'll start by defining gender.
Okay.
And when we say gender, gender is usually often misused to refer to both a man, to either a man or a woman. That is rather sex. Sex is when you say a man or a woman, what is your sex? I am a man, or I am a woman, I'm a boy, or I'm a girl. But when you say gender, gender is when you ascribe roles, either economic roles, political roles, cultural roles, social roles, to a man and a woman. That is what gender means. So gender is roles that are assigned to human beings. And these roles are usually assigned by you and I, the community, individuals. And then another thing about gender is that it's not universal and it changes, it's not static. Unlike sex, sex is universal, it's static, it does not change. But gender are those roles that the society, the community ascribes, like defines how a human being is defined, how you expect to see a woman and how you expect to see a man. Do you get?
Okay, I get your point, and I have to say, fantastic definition of, like, I haven't seen gender roles from this light, and I doubt if I'm alone. I would always think that gender role is perhaps like who does what, like based on woman. I'm a woman. What is your role? Yeah, but I see you nodding your head and shaking your head and back and forth. Do you have a different opinion?
No, thank you very much. I agree with her definition. Her definition is okay, but there's areas. She said something like why you not allow woman maybe to be, let me how would I put it, in a way that woman should be KBC or whatever, or woman should come and should be a leader of chairmanship or local governor or anything.
So you're against that?
I'm against that.
Why is
Women
that?
have what they do, and men have what they do. That's how.
So, but who defined that role? Who said a woman has to be this and a man has to be KBA? It's
natural. Within yourself, you know what you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to do as a woman. There's a work as a woman, there's a work as a man. You cannot ask me in the morning, my wife should go to work, you ask me to go and bath a baby of 4 months.
So, for instance, if you do that, do you feel that makes you any less of a man?
How will I bath a baby of 4 months? What if soap enter his head?
How would you?
No, do you understand? There's a work for a woman, there's a work for a man.
Why would you shower your baby who is 4 months old? Who is 4 months?
I cannot do the work.
You can't?
I can't do it. Because normally, it's not my work.
Did you bother to learn, or because you just...
How will I learn? I cannot learn to go and bath a baby of 4 months or 3 months. It's not possible. So that is why I'm saying there's a work for a man, there's a work for a woman. You seeing a woman selling meat in the market, seeing a woman killing cow inside the market, is it proper?
I don't understand. Is it proper?
It's not proper.
You're asking if it is proper based on that it demeans the woman or it doesn't look good on
It
her?
doesn't
Or in
look
what
that
sense?
it doesn't look good.
So you feel it makes her less of a lady or less of a woman?
If within yourself, you know that it's not good.
If I had the courage to,
What
I
if you
would.
see a woman, you're passing over, you're driving, you see a woman clean cow? How does it look like?
Okay, Zainab, let me hear from you. Let me hear your view.
Okay, so according to what I said before, he said his wife cannot leave a 4-month-old child to him to take care of. I'm thinking, this lady, she learns it. For example, I don't know anything about babies now, but I know when I get pregnant, when I give birth, I'm going to learn this. So my husband can also learn, because we can learn these things. For example, I'm a baker, and we have males that are baker, and they are doing real well. So a woman is expected to do the cooking, the baking thing. Why are the men there doing the baking thing? They should do the engineering or whatever, because that's what, according to him, like that's what should be their job, because they are not females. But they are doing this thing and they are doing real well. So I feel there should be gender equality. You should be able to, you should have the freedom to do what you want to. Not because some people will see it as, no, I cannot do this one, because they'll think I'm not, it's not feminine-like. No, do what you feel like. If you feel like killing cows will bring money to you, and you can do it, you have the power to do it, just do this thing regardless of whatever anybody thinks. It's what you want.
And when we talk about gender roles, like the definition also says, are those roles you expect, those expectations you expect of me as a woman, you expect of Mr. Ifeanyi as a man. The society expects that I as a woman should be at home cooking.
Mm-hmm. So that's your gender role as a woman.
Those are gender roles.
Okay.
The society does not expect a woman to drive a truck. The society does not expect a woman to drive a plane. The society expects a man to be the one doing the muscular work, being the engineer, being the architect, being the builder. The society does not expect that. The society does not expect that a woman should be the one to head a business empire, a successful, thriving business empire. We may look at it from the perspective that civilization has still not affected a lot of things. Society does not expect that a woman will be the village head. And that is to the extreme. And I'm saying that why can't a woman be the village head? But the society still does not expect a woman to be the village head. A society does not expect a woman to be the governor of Lagos State. Women have tried it and they have been bullied, they have been intimidated. And then what next? They begin to tell you women are enemies of each other, women are blah, blah, blah. And you know what? When you look down, when you look at the psychology, because once these things happen, I tell you, you know what? You need to understand the social psychology surrounding the circumstances of some women when they behave in certain circumstances. Why? It's because they have been socialized. You need to look at the socialization process of that woman. Certain women have been socialized to grow and to behave in certain ways. Women generally in Nigeria, in Africa, we have been socialized to a particular mindset. And that is why women older than my generation, older, do not expect, when they see a woman coming out to run for politics, like, what is she doing? She's a free woman. She's just not supposed to be in her husband's house, because that is her socialization process. So you can't fault her. That is how she was brought up. That's how she was trained. So she does not have a fault. So when another woman comes to say, when that woman picks an issue with the other woman for saying, Madam, why do you want to run? People begin to say women are enemies of each other. No. It is the socialization process that is the issue. And that is the enemy of women. So we need to understand this basic thing. So gender roles are those things that we expect women to be. I schooled at the University of Benin. My first experience in the University of Benin, I was on campus. The very first day I went to the market, I was shocked. Like, it was a big deal. If it was today, I'm sure I would have been taking pictures. But fortunately, then we didn't have GSM phones. I'm sure I would have been taking pictures, because I got to the market, and surprisingly, I saw women beautifully dressed with their Ru and Buba. They were the meat sellers.
Wow, that's not what you get today.
That's not what you get. Where I grew up in Lagos. I grew up in Lagos. I was born in Lagos. So my mindset is that, growing up, I just believe that men sell meat. And for me to get to Benin, and I got to the market, and I saw women selling meat, that's why we say gender roles they are not universal, and they change. They change from one region to the other. You know, when you find women as farmers in a particular clan, it's ridiculous for a woman to be a farmer in another clan. Do you get?
Okay.
When you talk about childbearing and child rearing are two different things. Childbearing is biological. Nobody can take that. But child rearing is a social issue. A man can raise a child, a woman can raise a child. There are several circumstances where we see, and based on the work I do, I'm a women's advocate, and I've seen several instances where there's an issue in a family, and the woman has a 2-month-old baby, and man says, give me my child and go away. I've seen several of those things, and the man boasts and say, I took care of this baby from a month old, from 2 months old, and soap never entered the baby's eyes.
Coming up next on the show.
A particular sex believes they are in charge, they are in control, they should rule, and the other sex should only do what? Follow suit.
She said that I can take her baby to hospital 4 months or 5 months after they give her injection. If baby start crying, I'll start feeding the baby. No, it's alternative. You know when they give baby Johnson. No, I'm coming.
Back to you.
This is Africa.
This is Africa, yes it is.
That is where Africa. You can't use Africa and compare America.
It depends though. I think we should narrow it down to Nigeria, because in Africa you have different tribes.
Okay.
You have certain things acceptable in South Africa that are not in Tanzania.
She said something that should allow women to do whatever they want to do. So now, if they want to do maybe Oba or anything or Igwe of anything, we should allow women to come out and contest for Igwe.
If she meets the qualifications, why not?
There's no way a woman can come out for kingship.
Who wrote the constitution that says a woman can't
We're talking about how culture. We're talking about culture. How does it look like a woman to be king? A man will come and bow down to the woman as a king. It's not proper.
But a woman would be a boss. Let's say in your place of work. Now, a woman is the MD, and then you wake up in the morning and say, good morning, ma.
Good morning, ma. Let me help you carry your bag.
Or perhaps even help her carry her bag or something.
I myself, I will not walk a place that I will go on.
So you've never worked in an office
I have my own business. I can't walk away, I will go and say, woman, good morning, ma.
Is that
me, I won't take it. Okay. That is kind of who I am.
Does it mean that a woman is less superior to you?
Yes.
It's not to me. I'm talking about myself.
So even to yourself, does it mean a woman is less superior and you are more superior than a woman?
Let me ask you a question.
So because that's it.
How in the morning, my wife will wake up in the morning, as I said earlier. Please take this baby to my mother. What do you call it? Immunization. Early morning, I will go and lie down in the hospital for immunization. I will see many women there. My wife has gone out to work. Maybe she's working in the bank. It's not proper. Okay, I can't do that. It's not a work of a man to carry a baby to where they're doing immunization and stand in the line.
I think it's not about a work of a man. I think it's a personal thing, and it is based on. I think all this thing is just ego. Like, no, I can't be seen doing this as a man. It's your ego. It's not general, because there are some men that can actually help their wife. Okay, for example, I'm a worker. I work and I need to go for a meeting that is very urgent, and my baby is sick. Our baby is sick. Our baby, not only me. Yes. So, and I need to do this thing because, the money I'm going to bring, we are going to spend it together in that house.
I agree with you.
Our baby is sick, so my husband should please help me take this baby to the hospital. It's not a crime. And some men would actually do that because it's my child. This person is my baby. So I just think it's a personal thing, because you can't do it. Doesn't mean it's not a man thing. It is just you. It's your own ego. You can't bring yourself to the level of doing this.
Let me also add, and one of the things that also caused this thing is the way we have grown up to.
Yeah.
You know, if you remember, when I was growing up, there's this thing that we used to sing: mommy in the kitchen, cooking rice, papa, daddy in the parlor, watching news. If you grew up singing that kind of song, your brain, your mindset is already formed towards a particular type of role. You know, that you should. I think, but if you grew up singing daddy in the kitchen, cooking rice, and mommy in the parlor, watching news,
and you look proper.
If you had grown up singing that kind of song, you would not tell me today that it does not look proper. And you know these things called proper, it was nothing, it was not handed down by anybody. We didn't come with it from heaven.
Which brings me to the
These
question.
are the things that these are the responsibilities we put on ourselves. These are the do here, don't do, like this, not like that we imposed on ourselves. And this thing, it is out of patriarchy. Because a particular sex believes they are in charge, they are in control, they should rule. And the other sex should only do what? Follow suit. That is, you know,
a lot of people would argue, if you would agree, that most people picked up this mindset from the Bible, especially Christians, right? That God created Adam first, and he told Adam, you are the head, be fruitful, multiply, and all that. Is that your standpoint? Do you think that's the history of your views?
Sorry, there's something I want to add to her. She said that I can take her baby to hospital 4 months or 5 months after they give an injection. If baby start crying, I'll start feeding baby. No,
there are alternatives.
You know when they give baby Johnson, no, I'm coming. Let me come. When you give baby injection, no, the baby will cry.
Can I ask you a question?
If
you
hold on, Emanuela. Let's hear him first. Go on.
Now, I'll carry the baby. She'll go to wherever she wants to go. Maybe she wants to meeting, a market meeting, do something, and they give the baby injection. I want to carry I want to feed the baby. Is it proper? 2, have you see? Okay, let us put this away now. Whether change constitution or whatever now. Can you go and pay a diary of a man? Is it possible?
Yes. Indians do that.
I'm asking a question. No, let us be sincere. Can you wake up one day and say I want to go and marry this man because they want to change you?
Guys.
Can you go and pay a diary of a man, and go and marry a man and bring to your house? Is a man who will get up one day and go and marry a woman. Are you getting me? So if you think about it, I'm still seeing there is something, a normal work for a man and a normal work for a woman. You cannot ask me that I should accept that my wife will go to meeting or went to go and collect money in the bank and I take my baby to the hospital. It's just not acceptable.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Mr. Fine, can I say something?
Okay.
That we know that our neighboring country, that we can actually even trek to Ghana, they practice matrilineal. In Ghana, they practice matrilineal. India,
like you bear your mother's name.
It's Asia. You bear your mother's name. They bear. If I marry you, okay, our children will bear my name. They won't bear your name.
In Nigeria, have you seen when?
So if you say that it doesn't look good, that have you ever seen? I'm not telling you where it happens, and it's a norm. It's a way of living. There, it is abnormal for a man to pay bride price. The way it also sounds abnormal. That's why you should know that these things are what we have decided. It's not like as if it's a norm. It is not a norm. It is not a way of life. It is those attributes. There's a difference. You know, when you say this is how it should be, it is how it should be. It is what you and I imposed upon ourselves. It is not a standard because it varies. By the time you step 1 foot from Nigeria to the next country, it is totally different. So the earlier we understand that mindset, the better for us. A lot of issues, if we begin to look at it.
Coming up next on the show.
If she agrees to your conditions and then she tells you, these are mine. If she compromises to meet yours, you can't compromise to meet hers.
Let me give you an example now. If my wife told me that she wants to go and work in the bank, I will not agree.
Excuse me? Is she a piece of furniture? What do you think? That you use your money to marry? Hello? If you begin to look at it.
Okay, Ms. Stephanie, let me hear your views. Like, what do you think is okay for a woman to do and for a man to do? Like, let's see you draw your line.
Okay, ma. In Africa, in Nigeria.
In Nigeria, yes.
The way we live.
Yes.
And the way they brought us up.
Yes.
When a man wants to marry a woman, you know what you want. You know what you go for. And you still tell your wife, this is what I want. If you agree, you will go on.
What about if she tells you this is what I want? If we
If
agree?
no suits me, I know she's not my wife. But I'm not going to marry her.
But if she tells you, if she agrees to your conditions and then she tells you these are mine, if she compromises to meet yours, you can't compromise to meet hers.
Let me give you an example now. If my wife told me that she wants to go and work in the bank, I will not agree.
Why not?
It will not favor me.
If it's a dream.
Ask me a question. Because of the time she will spend, she will not have the time for me.
And your children.
And my children.
Okay.
Okay, I've seen a woman early morning around 4 o'clock. She wake up. She want to go slow. I take the baby to daycare. A baby of how many months? If that baby of 4 months, 5 months, if something happens there, maybe the baby is feeling sick, just fall sick. Tell me how those people will take care of the baby. I don't like it. I want when I marry, my wife will take care of my children. You stay at home, I'll provide for her. You take care of my baby.
You provide for, but what if in a situation, it's fantastic that you want to provide for her. Me, I'm a traditional person to a certain extent. I'm like, bring in the money, I'll eat it.
Okay. Yes.
But don't stop me from trying to make my own money too.
There's a time for that.
But what if somewhere along the line, because this is life, money comes in, money goes. So in a situation whereby perhaps your business goes up, I don't pray it happens.
I understand
but what if she's not doing anything? How do you plan to survive?
And that's where domestic violence sets in.
Is that it? Emmanuela, hold that thought, we'll get there. Let me finish.
I want to ask her, when your mommy born, you give birth, when your mommy born you, did you take you to daycare?
Okay, do you want me to answer the
Yes.
Do you want me to answer the question? Yes. You know what? My mom just retired 2016. She was a working class woman. She retired August 2016.
Okay.
And she gave birth to all of us. We are all university graduates. Nobody went to NYSC and NCE, all university graduates in my house. And I grew up knowing my mom working. And the advantage it has now is that when it is holiday period and we all send my children to our kids, to my mom, we are very comfortable. You know why? She will help them out with the homework. She will do, because she's educated, she's read. My mommy read like while we were schooling. I remember even amongst our siblings, we crack jokes amongst ourselves that, praise the Lord. When my mom finally had her master's, we were like, praise the Lord. Because once my mom is writing an exam, we will not on the television. We will not watch, because at times she will not distribute her books. So she did that in her husband's house. It didn't stop her. And she was working, she was schooling, she was training her children, and my father was also there. It was a partnership. It was an agreement. They did it together, and that was why she succeeded. My father, for once, never asked her to stop work because she wanted to take care of the kids. But she did what? It was difficult for her. It was not easy, but she could do it. Gender equality is not about the same pair. It's gender. When you hear the word gender equality, it simply means absence of discrimination. That's what it simply means. Gender equality simply means absence of discrimination. When you don't discriminate against me, when you don't discriminate against my rights, my responsibilities, my privileges, I have equal rights, like you do have rights. If you have a right to a certain minimum wages when I work as a laborer, I carry 10 pom-pom, I'm entitled to 500 naira. And a man carries 10 pom-pom, the man is entitled to 500 naira. You now tell me that because I'm a woman, that my own wages will be less. That's gender equality, the inequality. Because I'm a woman, my own wages will be less. That's inequality. But when I can do that, which you do, that is equality. You give me those opportunities. You're entitled. Do you get? And that is when these issues of gender roles, because if you don't understand this basic underlying gender equality, gender equity, gender roles, gender, all these gender issues, they are interwoven. And when we are able to have good understanding of these issues, there won't be problem. It's not a competition. We are not in competition with anybody. No woman is in competition with any man. And no woman is a second-class citizen. No woman is supposed to belong to a particular place because the man said so. No. Every man is supposed to be able to make up, to have a right to choose what I want to be. Nobody learns it. From, like you said, we didn't learn it. But you grow up to do you know there are some homes? I have 2 brothers. One of them is very domestic. He will pound yam. He will do everyone. The other one is, to cook indomie is war. When he's hungry, he will just lie down on the bed. He will not be rolling on the bed. I'm not kidding. He's hungry. There's indomie in the house. There's soup in the fridge. For him to get into the kitchen and make eba is war. But you know what? When we found out, you know what? We said, hey, boy, your wife will suffer and will not allow any innocent girl that her mother has trained to suffer in your hand. Because the wife will suffer. The girl will suffer. Because she will be in traffic 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. She will almost jam someone. She's racing to come and cook food for the husband. Responsible husband.
That is rolling on the floor.
That cannot make eba. And it is a big issue. And because if he, well, thank God you have been able to help him out of it. And because if he also believes that I've used my money to pay for you, is he a property? I want to get it. Is he a property? That you use your money, like you said, that you use your money to marry. Excuse me? Is she a piece of furniture? Is she? What do you think? That you use your money to marry? Hello? Wow.
Okay, so this is basically what this show is about. We touch lives, we change society, changing people's point of view. I don't know if your view is being changed gradually, but honestly, you talked about a couple of things, which one of it is earnings, and then the second one is about, feeling like a woman is a property. We're going to discuss a lot more on that, and then we're going to touch the recent development that happened in the military academy. All that up next on the Inside Out show. Please stay with us.
Coming up next on the show.
Have you seen a woman digging grave?
No, because
in Imo State, if you marry an Owerri woman, you will spend a lot of money.
Have you seen a woman tapping per wine?
Yes.
I have not seen.
I have seen.
My village is not acceptable.
Okay, welcome back. This is still the Inside Out show, and we are discussing the topic gender roles, and it has been so interesting so far. Different views, different opinions, and each person having their own official stand. Let's see if at the end of the day, perhaps somebody changes their mindset. Okay, so before we get into discussing earnings and seeing the female child as a property, let's have some comments, Charles.
They said a lot, I must say, and I have a lot to say. First of all, I really sincerely have an issue when women, talk about. I personally shy away from talking about issues like this because women always feel marginalized when they talk about things like this. I'm very passionate about it. Some men don't cook, but it shouldn't be referred to in such terms, yes? You talked about using, making a woman feel like she's a piece of furniture. I mean, use your money to buy. Auntie, we actually pay. In my state, in Imo State, if you marry an Owerri woman, you will spend a lot of money. And that's no reason. I'm not saying that's a reason why any man should make a woman feel, less of herself. Because my mom went through that. She wanted to be. I don't want to go into that, but yeah, it's not an issue. You're talking about gender roles as well. My mom would always say something growing up. Yes, she would say, "Oh, you can't be in the house and the bulb is dead and you can't fix it. You can't be in the house and the generator is bad and you can't get that done." Yeah, and then you want to see my sister will want to try, "Oh, this bulb is, it's faulty, can I change it?" And then the minute she tries to do that, my mother is screaming the house down. "You shouldn't be there, let your sister do that." Mm-hmm. She will always say, "I'm in the kitchen, you have to be there. You can't make your wife suffer." Mm-hmm. That's the same word. You can't make your wife slave because you're a man. Yes? So let's not make it seem as if women only suffer from things like this. Men do too. Mm-hmm. You hear people say, till now, even though we're very civilized, you hear people say, of all the things to do, why did you choose makeup as a man? Of all the things to do, why did you choose hairstyling as a man? Of all the things to do, why did you choose modeling or fashion designing as a man? My point is, women, we love you, but you're not the only one who suffers from things like this. We do.
Okay. It's obviously on your side. Would you like to add a comment?
Mr. Ugochukwu. Okay, Mr. Ifeanyi.
Well, since she has said that women have rights the way man have. Okay, have you go a place that they are doing burial? They are digging grave. Have you seen a woman digging grave? That's
no, because honestly,
Okay, I want to say something.
to address
I'm coming. I've not seen a place. I've traveled many places. See, okay, now this is being doing this way. Everyone don't have your own role. Don't have what you're doing. Let us do it that way. Now, if happen to what she said, that way. If person die in their village, let some woman come out at the grave.
Okay, I want to say something, please.
Okay,
I think it shouldn't be like a woman has to do this because men are doing it. No, it should be if this woman feels she is capable of doing it, she should do it. If any woman in that village feels she can do it, she should do it. It should not be like
even allow her.
It should not be like. It should not be like. If a man is doing this, we're not saying if a man is doing this, a woman should also be able to do this. If she feels, not all women can kill cow. Some women can withstand. I can't stand beside a chicken and touch a chicken, but some ladies can do that. So if you feel you can actually do this thing, just do it. It's not like, okay, a man is doing this, you have to do this. A woman is, no. If you are capable of doing, you have the strength to do this thing, then fine. If anyone can do it, go ahead and do it. And if you cannot, it is not a must for you to know. We are saying it is not just a must for you to know how to do what men are doing. But if you feel like you want to know how to do this thing, and you have the ability, the capability to do this thing, then it's fine.
It should not be limited.
Yes.
Mr. Ifeanyi, do I also want to tell you, in the same burial thing you're talking about, don't you see women undertakers these days?
It's not, like I'm talking about grave.
Okay, we are saying the same thing. You know the
Have
thing
you seen
about
a woman tapping per wine?
Yes.
You see a woman tapping per wine?
It happens.
You see a woman cutting per foot?
Yes.
I have not seen.
I have seen.
My village is not acceptable.
That takes us to the fact that it's the society that defines what a woman and a man should do. Gender roles. He said in his village, they will not agree.
The society defines this. Who carries what? Why is it hard for us to change the
mindset? It's a mindset.
Whose job is it to change the mindset?
You and I. It's a mindset. Catch them young is the mindset.
Yes.
I was going to pick you up, Mr. Ugochukwu. You said your mom said, I remember I said something. If you look at the older generation, they are unique. They are unique because of the way they trained them. Growing up, you can't try with a child of today. Visitors enter our house. I come to the parlor. Good morning, sir. Good afternoon, sir. My mommy winks. You and I know what it means.
Fly, disappear.
Disappear. Because that was how they were brought up. They in turn trained us that way. Let me tell my daughter, I wink. She can say, "Mom, what's wrong with your eyes?" Why
are you looking at me like that?
But do you know what? They were socialized. Like I want to explain it. You don't get it. The way they were trained. That is the way. It's not like as if you see your sister who wanted to try. She knows she can do it.
Yes. But she limited that by saying,
what are you doing there? Generator is not a problem for her. Once they take the lights, she's outside there. Big one. She don't drive. The only one she tells you that is that small, I better pass my neighbor. She just and do you know what? It's just a mindset. She just feels I better pass my neighbor is difficult. But the day she removed that mindset, she was the only one at home. And it was I better pass my neighbor that was working. That gen came on. That gen came on. It is a mindset. It is a it is a stereotype. It is just something in the head. Yeah. You see this thing, the brain, the head is very powerful. When you think in a particular way, when you believe in a particular thing, except you remove that thing, like Mr. Ifeanyi, it will only take the Holy Spirit to change his thinking. And until you change
okay, fine. Let's talk about
it's a social thing, it's a mind thing, and which the society believes, and then they just believe that is where it should be done, and we have been doing it that way, and anything to the contrary is going contrary to cultural values.
Coming up next on the show.
They say that women have chicken bread, which is true.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry to say this.
That's been unfair. It boils down to the woman. If she can, let her do it. Don't stand in her way.
There are even some women, they will tell you that, that woman, she behaves like a man. If they can make such comments about the woman, what does it tell you about that woman? That means she's strong-willed. That's her individual capacity. That means emotionally she's strong. Emotionally she's stable.
Talk about earnings, right? Zainab, let me ask you this. You're a baker, and for some reason I've noticed that men in your industry, it's easier. Like when you see a man who bakes, he obviously gets a lot more customers and perhaps more pay. Do you feel uncomfortable? Do you think that is right?
No, I don't feel, and I don't think it's right, because okay, it happens a lot. Because if I take my cake to this so baker, like it's going to do it well. You know, men, they pay attention to what they do. You know, men, they get distracted easily. Why can't I do the same? It is my job. It's what I want to do. And so I can equally give it the same attention and zeal, power. I can give it my all.
But the emphasis are right. Like women, mostly when we work, we have all that distractions, and that is the truth. You have a baby
It's not in all cases. It's not in all cases.
You know, I think I should ask you this first of all. Would you even allow your daughter to join the military or the police?
Well, there's a reason why all those people that say that don't want women to join the military. You know, there's a way woman.
Would you allow your daughter, first of all?
I'm coming. That's what she said. They said that women have chicken bread, which is true.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry to say this.
No, explain why you think women have chicken bread.
Women can easily confuse.
Can easily be confused?
Yes.
And you've never been in a situation where you're easily confused?
I admit I would like to see what you want to confuse me for. That's me for you. So woman is easily. All those military are trying to protect themselves. All of their opponents come and deceive them. And they give them secrets. That's what they're trying to protect. Because of the new woman, you can easily talk to them, you can easily confuse them.
Could you tell us, it's not that I'm judging you.
I understand.
But I want to understand your view, because the truth is, you might be the only person here, and then it feels like the whole world is against you. Yeah, but if you go out there, there are a lot of people who think like you. So I'm not judging you. We're trying to understand why you have this perception that women have chicken brain, women are not entitled to a couple of jobs, or a woman can't kill a cow, a woman can't join the military, a woman can't lift cement, what do you call it? You know, why do you think like that? Why do you feel women are inferior to men?
Why I feel that? It depends. Actually, in that military aspect, they don't want women to join military. They have reason.
Why?
As I said,
What reason?
they can easily deceive. They can easily expose their secrets.
One of the things they are saying is that that over the years, that a woman then rises to become brigadier,
Colonel, general, or
general,
positions,
you know, yes. Because it's only when you rise, when you get into the military through the cadets, that you can actually get to the level. And so for them, it's a patriarchal thing that a woman is not supposed to be seen to be ruling.
Yeah.
And then the other ambit of it, that we just mentioned that of the police as an aside. But their own excuse actually is the fact that a woman is not supposed to be seen to be ruling or to be heading, in quote unquote, a very serious, like, you know, it's an individual thing. It's your individual ability to be able to, with either keep things, information, and your individual ability to be able to control your emotions. When it comes to issues of relationship, it's an emotional thing. And so that's why it's the way it affects a man. That's the same way it affects a woman.
Exactly.
So some women are even hard-hearted. They tell you, that woman, she's not like a woman. She has the heart of a man. I hate it when they say it like a man. It's very derogatory for me. It's a personal thing. You know, because there are even some women, they will tell you that, that woman, she behaves like a man. If they can make such comments about the woman, what does it tell you about that woman? That means she's strong-willed. That's her individual capacity. That means emotionally she's strong. Emotionally she's stable. She's not loose. And that's the same way you see some men. A woman will jilt them and they will be, in short, they will become a wreck. They will begin to smoke. They will begin to drink. And that means that man is also not unstable. So the way it is for a man, that's how it is for a woman. So it's not about the fact that you are a man. So therefore every woman... And you know one of the reasons why Mr. Ifeanyi can conveniently say this? If you remember us growing up, when you are fighting with your sibling and you cry, your mother will spank you. Come on, close your eyes. A man does not cry.
That's true. That is very true.
That is very correct. But then it is very acceptable for the woman to cry. And so we grow up thinking that women are very emotional.
So it all starts from the training, from the background. It's a process.
It all starts from the day the child was born. So until and except we begin to correct this, that's why I said these things will change.
The thing is, I think most people get this mindset from the fact that there is a part in the Bible in Deuteronomy where it says a man should not wear that which pertaineth to a woman, and a woman should not wear that which pertaineth to a man. That's a different discussion altogether, because we're trying not to get into the religious angle of things, because we don't even have a pastor here to officially explain all that to us. But anyway, notwithstanding, I think right now I would rather go to my audience, because I don't know if you heard it, there's a lot of side talks. Like each time someone makes a punchline, there's like murmuring everywhere. So, okay, question time.
Okay, there was something Mr. Ifeanyi said that I want to counter. Okay. You said in your company, you can't employ a lady as since you sell engine, and you can't pay them the same thing. I think that's been unfair, because where I work, for example, we deal with electrical stuffs, and you will see a woman carrying side by side, even no side by side fridge. They will carry it, and a man cannot climb up to carry blender. He will complain. So I think that's been unfair. It boils down to the woman. If she can, let her do it. Exactly. Don't stand in her way, because you don't know what she's capable of doing. Yeah, Thank you.
Thank you.
That's like, thank you.
According to the history I heard from my mom, they said then, when the husband wants to eat, they have to kneel down with their 2 legs, place washing bowl at their hands, and wash it. I don't think any woman can do that now. But because I think as the civilization keep on going, ideas keep on changing. So you can't expect what they do then, we should continue. You can't expect me to get married and my husband tell me, I want to wash my hand. Are you okay? It doesn't make sense. But at least I think things like this will help our youth now to know things that they don't know, that they ought to have known what we should do and things we should not do. We should stop looking at it that we should let us.
Could you explain that?
I said a guy can do this and a female can do that. Okay. We should just let anybody. This is what I want to do. Let the person do what he or she is capable of doing.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you. Let's have you.
Is a man not also pure to carry the calabash, or is it a woman that is pure to carry such calabash? Because according to what Mr. Ifeanyi is saying, is like all women are, for them to bring out that a woman is pure-hearted, then they also have a reason that a man cannot actually carry such a thing.
What tradition is that?
Like Yoruba tradition.
Yoruba tradition, okay.
Okay. For your question, this is a tradition, and this is what their gods ask for. What the question she asks, I'm just saying how it look like, how it is. I get me. That's what their gods ask. They ask for a virgin girl. So is that virgin girl who carry it? That is the answer. Is that virgin girl who carry the calabash?
So I think I also want to add. So I also want to add, the thing is that
quickly, please.
The society does not see a reason why a man should be a virgin. The onus lies on the woman to be a virgin, but there's no big deal for a man being a virgin. It's a mindset that the woman must keep herself chaste and pure, but it doesn't matter for
and then the man is not tasked to do that.
Exactly.
Sorry, let me have it. It's easy to know when woman is virgin and to know when. I'm just telling you. Normally that is normally.
Okay, go on.
There's a way. So sometimes.
Can we hear him out, please?
All my woman sisters are growing. There's a way my mommy check them. Are you getting me? People caution them, be careful with a man. Sometimes you check them. Are you still keeping a virgin? There's a way herself know how that is virgin.
Did they ever
so
check
they have not checked me.
Oh.
Because
my name is Dominic. My mom, everything you said so far, I've never really been against it, though it's been awesome. But my question is, should our traditions, because for real, we are Africans, we are not Americans.
Wow.
Should our tradition be abolished all in the name of equality.
God bless you.
Okay. Interesting question.
Yeah. Okay, what will interest you to know is that the law says that whatever is repugnant to natural justice, equity, good conscience, and law should be what? Expunged. So if the tradition is repugnant, let me repeat it, if the tradition is repugnant to natural justice, equity, good conscience, fairness, is thrown away. But if it is not, that tradition, if it is not repugnant to the natural justice, equity, and fairness, we retain it. So nobody is saying throw away tradition. Those traditions that you and I can still relate with and will still give us equality and we still preserve our fundamental human rights as human beings, they are most welcome to stay.
Okay. So, Zainab, let me have your final comment before we wrap the show.
Okay, I think there should be equality in everything. Okay, but tradition is there. Tradition can be on its own path. But when it comes to homes, marriage, to organization like offices, they shouldn't be, okay, you cannot do this, we shouldn't, because we cannot do this, we are going to pay a certain amount of money or that. No, there should be equality in these places, in our homes and offices. There should not be, is a man, we should pay men this and we should pay female this. And when it comes to that military stuff, I think it's just those people's psyche. Why can't I do it? You're doing it. I can reason as your. And if the funny part is, if you check all these people, most of their PAs are females, and their PAs get to advise them. You'll be like, oh, hey, they won't say something about blah 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 blah. What do you think about it? She talks, and before you know it, the man is doing what she says. So why can't I do these things? Why can't I be there? So I just feel there should be equality in everything when it comes to organizations and there should be equality.
Okay. All right. Ifeanyi, let's hear your final thoughts.
What I will say is this. There is what woman can do. Her capacity can carry. That's what man can do. If you come to a company or anything, there's a work a woman can do naturally. You can't fix a woman to go and do something that you know that power cannot do. So you should look the person, everyone should have their own personal work you're supposed to do. What your capacity can do, do it. Don't say because of you want to earn money, if I is earning 1 million, you want to go and help, you want to go and work the same work, which you cannot. Which men looking, when they look, you cannot do it. That's what I can say about that.
Emanuela, please, your final comment.
I don't know what to say. All I just want to say is that everyone, everywhere, in the home, in the every, should begin to deconstruct our mindsets. What as to in relations to what a woman should do or a woman should not do. What a woman should be, what a woman should do, how a woman should be seen, how a woman should behave. We should begin to deconstruct our mindsets for a more friendly society where men and women can live equally in harmony.
Okay. All right. And now coming to you, Charles.
I think at this point we need to.
Well, can we have the few messages on Facebook?
Okay. So
just
one
quickly.
person says, I think it's just wrong. Women should be given equal rights in the cadet program. Another person says, not acceptable. Women should be given the right to defend their country. Now, somebody replies to that message and says, which kind of nonsense is this? And that person says, women have the right to serve their country the same way men do. I think at this point we need to, act like gender roles don't exist, and let's just have an amazing time doing what we love, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so for me, I would say as much as equality is important, I think equity should be like the ultimate hashtag, because equality is about, you can place, there's this image on social media where everybody wants equality, and you give a little baby and then an adult and a teenager is two equally to stand on, and you find out that irrespective of the fact that you're giving them a stool to all stand on, it's equal, but they don't have the same opportunity. So when you see the person who needs more of the help them out. That's basically what I think the society needs. The society needs equity, and also, irrespective of our gender or our sexes, we should be able to do whatever you are capable of, so long as you know that you can be dedicated to this, and that you can turn out to be a specialist at this, and that you can ace it. I think you should be given the room to do it, and that marriage should be a partnership, actually. Those are my beliefs. I don't know about yours, but whatever you think or whatever comments you have about the show today on gender roles, please kindly go to our social media pages and let us know your comment, because this is the Inside Out show. It's not just one person's opinion. Everybody's opinions matter. We need to hear ourselves out and then know how to start making the changes. Great. So on that note, this is where we call it a wrap on the show. Thank you so much, my live audience. You're just all shades of amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Dija Rabiu, Beauty by Omalisha Ebelcell Nigeria Limited. Thank you all so much for being partners with us on this show. Until the very next episode of the Inside Out show, see you. God bless you. Take care. Bye.